G'day, I'm David G. Sheshnag Mandir. What on earth is Kundalini? The online ashram. Thanks for joining me. This video is about the 8 stages of yoga, which I see as a natural progression, but it strictly adheres to the teachings of Patanjali in the Yoga Sutras, and how it can be confined to what is known as Raja Yoga. And also our culture sort of grabs yoga and comes in at the 3rd stage rather than does the first 2 stages. He talks about the 8 stages of yoga which end in yoga and what yoga is. The first stage is the yamas, which are personal constraints. I've done a video on the yamas and they're well defined in that, so you're better off watching that. Things like truth and self-inquiry and right thought, things like that. So as a person you can generate those things within yourself before the next one, which is niyamas, which is to do with the external constraints which make you socially functional. One of those is brahmacharya, I think, conservation of the sexual energy in the right way. But there's a lot of those in the niyamas video too, so you can have a look at that. Then the next stage, the 3rd stage of yoga according to Patanjali, which is one of the 2 main sources of yoga in our culture, in the Western culture, is asana, which are the positions, the postures that are endorsed as a part of Hatha yoga. But Hatha yoga is a practice mainly discussed or disclosed in a book called the Hatha Yoga Pradipika by a guy called Goraknath. But the asana are a part of our culture where postures are a very functional part of the yoga class, and it's to do with the postures. And Hatha yoga is to do with balancing the solar and lunar energies of the body, or the Ida and Pingala, or Pingala and Ida if you're talking solar and lunar, or Surya and Chandra. But the asana is a physical practice that will balance the nadis within the body. Then the next practice is pratyahara, which is withdrawal of the mind from the senses. So you do practices to introspect and bring your mind away from the externalized awareness. And then there's the next stage, which is pranayama, which is to do with, they say breathing techniques, but it's not really breathing techniques, it's expansion of the prana. So you do practices to expand the prana vayus through breathing. Then the 6th stage is dharana, which is broken concentration. Concentrate for a little time and then have a break and then come back, which is a natural tendency for the Western mind, where it gets distracted into other things. Then there's the practice of dhyana, which is unbroken concentration. And if you have unbroken concentration on something for a while, then that leads to absorption into that thing, which ends in the 8th stage of yoga, which is samadhi. So the 8 stages of yoga are yamas, niyamas, asana, pratyahara, pranayama, dharana, dhyana and samadhi, according to Patanjali. So it's a natural progression, and sometimes you come into different things according to your constitution. But there you go, the 8 stages of yoga by Omji at Sheshnag Mandir, or Sheshnag the online ashram. Thanks for joining me. Have a great time. Have a great day. Enjoy. Share the world. Om Namah Shivaya. Hara Hara Mahadev.